Hey guys, I'm Bobby and this is Jared and we're with CVT and we want to welcome you to the CVT family. We're going to go through an instructional video right now on a Pioneer rooftop tent. This is going to be the Shasta Extended, but what we want to do is break down, go through every step by step with you, and so that way you get the gist of this whole thing. If you do have any questions, please feel free to call us anytime at 541-312-8368, option number 1. And any of us can help you out with your install. When you guys first get your tent, the guy's going to deliver it up to your door, we're going to deliver it to you at work, whatever it's going to be. Please check out your box thorough. Walk around, check to make sure there's no dents, no damage, anything to it. If you need to, please open up your tent. Open it up, check out the sides, just in case there's any damage whatsoever, you can refuse it. And just so you know, they need to wait there for you until you completely check out your product. So if there's any damage, please find it during the delivery instead of waiting till you get home or waiting till they're gone. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a razor blade to be able to open up the box. First off, we want you to cut the straps. Second thing, do not put a blade down to open up your tent. Cut the ends of it where the tape might be. Just penetrate it just a little bit there. One thing you can do, just take your arm, stick it in the box, and just push down it. Now, you're going to have some masonite here. You're going to want to take and remove that masonite. It's not part of the tent, it's just a part to protect the tent. So the next thing you want to do is disconnect the straps. And you got the two that go around, then you have one on the top here. It's a buckle. Gotta push it in. And then you got one on the bottom. The next thing you want to do is score your plastic. Go ahead, Jared. You want to score the plastic on this side and the other side and peel the plastic off. Next thing you want to do get all your supplies out of the tent. And you're going to have to unzip the door. Go ahead, your annex room's inside. Your ladder's inside. Your annex channel's inside, which is now included in all of our tents in the Pioneer. Your travel cover. The floor to your annex. Bag for your annex. Your spare tent parts. These are going to be spare tent parts. Things that are included in your spare tent parts. You got an extra travel cover zipper, an extra fly, extra travel cover straps, and extra side buckles for the tent. And then you're going to have a few extra pieces and parts also that come with that tent. Come with the extras. If you have the extended series, you will have a spreader bar. This goes in the overhang to help shed water and snow. Extra. And this will be your parts bag. Everything you need to put this tent together will be right inside of here also. So we got 4 of these bolts. Going with the Rainier, you're going to have 6 of them. So what we do, these are your floor bolts, and they're going to have the bigger fender washers on them. So what you're going to do is you're going to run those through the inside of the tent, pointing them out so they're just like that. Okay, so the next step you want to do is you're going to be putting the rails on, and Jared's going to go ahead, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to slide the nut down in the extrusion. and just kind of hold the back of the bolt and pull it away a little bit. Just get that nut right over top of it and kind of tighten it down with your fingers from the inside. So another thing, so the nut slides into this channel right here. There's a couple ways you can do it, just like Jared did there. You can slide this one up, and if your fingers are small enough like mine, you can just hold the nut there on the hole. As you can see, there's a hole right here, and that's where the bolt will be coming through. So I just slide that onto the hole. Again, just tighten it down from the inside. And then I take the next one and I just drop it down with my finger holding here. So the next step from here is you're going to want to take the 10mm wrench that comes with your bag of goodies. And then when you tighten things down on these tents, do not over tighten it. Just nice and snug. So what you want to do is you're going to have a little bit of a gap here. So what we like to do is just take and use about half of it, bring it up so it's kind of center. Then on the inside, just go ahead and just kind of tighten it down, but just do it hand tight. Don't do extremely tight. Doesn't need 25 pounds of torque. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you have 4 self-tapping screws and there's 4 washers. But with these washers, you don't need them. So just toss them away. Just use the self-tapping screws. And where these are going to go is from this extrusion into the extrusion of the floor. So Jed's going to show you how to put those in there. The best way to do this is with the ratcheting gun. They work the best. And if you have a problem, you can always pre-drill the hole, smaller drill bit of course, and then go through it this way. And what you're going to want to do is you want it to go all the way through till it's flush. So we got all those 4 screws in. You got one here, up there, and down below also 2. Next we're going to install the ladder. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to put your ladder brackets on. So you got 2 holes, 2 holes. And you're going to want to make sure that you angle your bracket inwards, just like so. Your bolts are going to feed through from the inside. Go ahead, Jared. And you're also going to want to make sure that the washer is on the head of the bolt. And just go ahead and finger tighten those. So there's a couple of ways to do this. One, you can tighten these down and spread them all the way out to hopefully make sure that your ladder isn't too tight in it. Or you can leave them loose. Go ahead and put the ladder in it to make sure it's the right width fit. And then you can go ahead and tighten it down from there. On these smaller ones, they're easy enough to do. Just put it through, make sure you have the rubber piece in between there. Are you guys ready to go? Okay. So what can happen is that you can make them a little tight down here by doing that if you tighten them down too early. And then you'll just want to go ahead and kind of keep it straight. It's always best to have a buddy to help you out. Again, do not over tighten anything. You don't want to squeeze these till they come bleeding out of there. Just good and snug is all they need to be. And then you're going to want to tighten down from the inside also. So the next thing you're going to want to install is your annex channel. Now these come with every single Pioneer tent, and they go on the end here. You can see here where your ladder is. You're going to want to put it behind right here. We're going to go ahead and just tighten that down real quick. You can see there, we just put it right out like that. Again, you don't need to over tighten. So now you have your annex channel on, which eliminates the need to have to pull your cover off to slide your annex channel on, which would have been over here originally. Now you can go ahead and leave your cover on, slide your annex room on. All right, so the next thing is we're gonna throw it up. This is a pretend car. These are the racks. So we're gonna throw it up on this one here, and we're gonna bolt her down. Finish off the plane here. So it normally takes about 2 people. Let's flip this around. So we want to show the ladder. What we do is like this. 1, 2, 3. So the next thing you're going to want to do, what we did on these ones here, is you got the sliders with the bolts and the nuts. We went ahead and popped off the nut and put a bracket on here. So go ahead and slide them into the end. If you got a good gap in your rack, you can go ahead and put them both in right here like this. I can get them in. And then go ahead and pick up your tent and slide them into the center. That way you're picking up one time and now you can slide it all the way down to adjust them. And then go ahead and slide your next ones in. And what you're going to want to do is go ahead and put them on all finger tight. So once you get them to this point here, then what you're going to want to do is adjust your tent to equal it out on the vehicle. Some vehicles, it mean the side may want to be a little bit more over to one side for closer to your annex room if you have longer rails, or just simply just center it on your vehicle. Now when you tighten these down, all these wrenches come with it. You got the 13 mil ratcheting box in that comes with it also. So what you're going to want to do, just go ahead and tighten them down. Again, this isn't something that you want to over tighten. So I kind of get one side up. Now again, this is something you just kind of want to level off. Don't over tighten, but make them nice and snug. You'll know you'll go too tight when this bracket here starts bending. And that's it. So the next thing we got, once you have this all completed and you're done tightening everything down, done moving it, you got some rubber ends here, and these simply just go on the end of the rail here, and just go ahead and tap them on like so, and do that on all 4 pieces. So the next thing, once it's on your vehicle, you'll want to go ahead and just open it up. So you're going to slide your ladder back. You want to try to have it lock. If it doesn't lock right around in there, go ahead and spin it till it locks. So the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and pull out your overhang if you have the overhang. And you're going to want to attach the straps here. That way your fly doesn't go blowing away at the one end. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put the U-bar in. So as you can see here, you have the U-bar for the overhang. We'll go ahead and pull it out. And you can see there, you can go ahead and leave those plastic on. And as Jared just did, go ahead and flip these out. The U-bar goes on right here. So what you're going to do is you got 3 pieces that come together in the overhang here, where they're all sewn together. Go ahead and put the bar into that piece there. Then raise it up. So one thing you want to do is you can tell how to tighten up on your fly here. So go ahead and just, you can see there's no gap. If you go too tight, you can see there starts to become a gap here. So just loosen it up a little bit. Perfect. Here, so you can see there's slap. Go ahead and tighten it up so it slaps on. Just like so. The other thing too, when you open up your tent, You want to make sure that the mattress cover doesn't get caught in here. Up in between there. I'll have Jared go ahead and check it out. Since it's new, it's been sitting a little bit. So with the ladder, you're going to want about a 33-degree pitch. You don't want it too straight up and down, or the center of the floor can pop out. You don't want it too far out this way, or that center of that floor can pop out also. So the best thing to do is bring it into about a 33-degree pitch, depending on the height of the vehicle here. And then we just take our foot and you push in on these little tension springs and just push in and spin them around. And then you can see where to drill the hole for the height of your vehicle. One thing I want to point out to you guys, this is the last hole. This hole comes straight from the factory. This is the last hole in the ladder. Do not drill any holes past this point. Again, please do not drill any holes past this point in the ladder. What will happen is your weight will go on here and it will push this in and will shear this off and you'll fall on your butt. So again, please do not drill past this hole in the ladder. You can drill anywhere up above, but not past here. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that the gap right here is almost all the way flush on there. So you're going to stretch that tin out like Jared's doing right now, and as you can see, it just close the gap down on that, and you're good to go. So a couple things you want to watch out for when you get your fabric out around right here on these nuts. Go ahead and make sure that's tight. Everything's closed up here. There's a piece of fabric like this on the inside. You're going to want to push that down on the inside, push this down on the outside. What this does is it helps to keep the wind and the rain from coming inside your tent here at the joint. Okay, so the next thing is we're going to show you here how to do the spring rods. So you're going to want to undo the toggle and the grommets here. And here, as you can see here in the slot, there's a hole right here, and this is where your spring rod slides in. And what you're going to want to do is take it till it goes all the way back and you hear that little click. Then go ahead and bring it up and hook it around there. Couple different ways you can do this. You can do it from inside the tent. You can do it the way Jared just did it there. Or once you get the hang of this, you can actually just hook it through here, bring it up, put a little bit of flex in it, put it in the hole there, again until you hit the back. So as you can see, you have 3 poles up above that give you the peak of the tent that holds your rain fly up off the fabric. So you're also going to want to make sure, as you can see here, that the pole is in the pocket right now. Sometimes if your straps are loose and the wind comes up, you can pop a pole out of the pocket. Sometimes your tent will be delivered and those poles will be out of the pocket. What you want to do is loosen up your straps, put the poles into the pockets, and then go ahead and tighten your straps back up. The next thing you're going to do is you have a piece of Velcro right here on the side of your fly. Go ahead and undo that. Bring it down to the D-ring here, as you can see. Bring that through right there, and then pull that back up. And what that does is gives you a nice height on your fly. That way the weather and wind won't come right at you as you're sitting at the end. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is do the spreader bar here. As you can see, you got a C-clip at both ends. And what it does, it goes around the U-bar on the inside and the U-bar on the overhang here. So you're going to want to reach in behind, give that bar some support so you don't bend it, because it is aluminum. Clip it on. Go ahead and go to the bar here in the overhang, reach behind, clip it on. Then take this and push out to give it the tension and twist it to tighten it all up. And as you can see, that helps shed the water and the snow off of that. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to close up the tent. You're going to want to pop your springer bar out of there. Next thing you want to do, bring the ladder out of the way. And you're going to want to go ahead and just pull these off of here. And then what you do is you just put them, pick up, put it in the same spot, put it underneath the mattress, and feed it through underneath the mattress. You can try to tuck in best you can too. And then next thing we're going to want to do, you want to make sure that your spring is off, so that way when you pull this back and you're on top of the vehicle, you slide it back, it's going to lock into place. So just pop those twists just a little bit, and then spring them back to where they need to be. And then go ahead and just close her up. So one way you can do this, there's 2 ways to do this. One, you can hold it like this and the person can start tucking it in around there. It will do, like Gerald will go around and do the bottom first. You can do it this way. Okay. And then go ahead and let it down a little bit more so you can do the top part. Okay. The other way to do that too is to have it closed, lift up the top section, tuck it in, lift up the last bow in the tent, and tuck in the bottom section. Go ahead and slide the ladder up. And then what we recommend, hold on Jeff, what we're going to recommend on this here is, one thing we don't want you to do is loosen this up, attach this, and then pull down on this. That's a no-no. It's still plastic, it will break if it's cold, if you're pulling too tight. So go ahead and loosen it up, hook it to it, and then take your hand and pull down on the corner, and then tighten it up. Best way to do that. Do it on both sides. So if you find that this is being pulled out, this is the side where your overhang is. So sometimes when you lift your overhang, you're pulling out the fabric. Go ahead and close the tent up, and then go ahead and take and just slide that back in the channel. Go ahead and raise it up just a little bit, Cheryl. Just like so. That way it's up out of that right there. So you can always just feed these back in, and you're good to go. The other thing you want to make sure these corners are unrolled when you use a tent and rolled back up when you put it away. So everything's all tucked up out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and slide the cover in. Now, a big thing with this is you're going to want to make sure that you hold this one end up, because if it's pulled down or hanging down at all, it will snag on the fabric. So if you have someone there to help you, please lift up the one end and go ahead and start sliding it through. And if you have a rack that's longer, what you're going to want to do is not pull so much there. You're going to want to lift it up over it and go ahead and pull, Jared. Good, like so. So the next thing you want to do, you can do it together. You can do it on the count of 3, count of 2, count of 4. 2. So I'm going to do the Velcro on the corners just to take a little stress off from it. What you're going to want to make sure is that this is fed up over the corners here, up over the ladder. Go ahead, Jared, pull that over there. Kind of show you guys this as we go along. So one thing to do so you're not constantly pulling on the zipper, go ahead and roll that corner back and then pull it down over it. And then Jared will go ahead and start the zipper on the other side. Another thing when you're doing this, please make sure your fabric is up and out of the way as you're zipping. You can get it stuck. If you get it stuck, use baby oil, anything that will kind of give it a little bit of lubricant to get it unhooked again. Another thing, when you get to the corner, as you can see right here, the zipper on the cover's here, the zipper's down here. So please bring that zipper down and then go ahead and go around it. Instead of getting mad and upset and just reefing on the zipper, you'll break them. Again, make sure the fabric is tucked up out of the way. Another thing too, there's some black pieces here in the corner. You want to make sure those are pulled down from the inside. That helps keep the weather out. Go ahead and zip up over. As you can see, it clearly covers it. Go ahead and wrap it around there. And you're good to go. The next thing to do, you can probably see, Jared threw the straps over. You want to make sure when you do this, again, this is another thing, please don't reef down on them so hard. If you want to, just pull down on the tin a little bit. That's all you need is just right there. Make sure they're straight. Another thing we want to make sure of is when you are tightening these down, you can see the lip got caught here a little bit. What you don't want us to do is be up like this. You can get water on here. You can freeze the zipper, and it's a pain in the butt to try to get off. So you always want to make sure that these are down around it and out of the way, just like so. That concludes the Pioneer. Thank you guys. Please, if you have any questions, give us a call. We have anyone here more than willing to help out anytime. Thank you again. Welcome to the CVT family.